your own costs?
We don't mention costs. We didn't consider costs very carefully. Because the danger is, of course, if you start to get big-time lawyers coming into this, the cost will rise considerably, and we really don't want it to happen. It just doesn't seem appropriate.
The flip side, of course, is that big media agencies have already got lawyers with them.
I know, and that is true of any tribunal you like to mention, and it's one of the difficulties that's very hard to resolve. But I'd be very reluctant personally to see great big financial awards coming into this, whether they call costs or anything else, because you start to get litigious, and that ought not to be what this is about.
Will the mediation process be free for complainants?
That would have to be resolved, and we've left that one. That's a hard question. I mean, I know that mediation is not a simple process.
So BSA is going to stick around. What will happen to the Press Council land?
Well, the idea is that the BSA, in its news jurisdiction, would be replaced. So would the Press Council, so would OMSA. They would all be, I won't say rolled together, but they'd be replaced by this new body. And the rump of the BSA would still be there to deal with entertainment until a new entertainment body is set up.
Do you know what percentage of the BSA complaints are to do with news and current affairs?
We did a survey, a very, very large proportion. It was as high as 80% at one point. I think it still is. Is that right, Stephen?
I think it's your figure, and it's in broken.
Although I think last year the entertainment went up a little bit. But by far the majority are things like unfair treatment, a lack of balance, inaccuracy. So, yeah.
Why do you want 7 people on this interim committee? And do you have some idea of what it's going to be made up of?
7 is only a suggestion. Well, that's the setup committee.
But is that because you expect there to be a representative of the Press Council, one of the BSA, one of...
No, not in that way, but I think with any set-up body, it's an executive body. It's got to do some work and actually get up there and do things, and a very large body gets a bit unwieldy, so 7 seems a nice number.
Right.
So what will be the next stage in progressing this?
This is tabled in Parliament today. The government will probably make a response to it. That'll be the next stage. And then it'll be up to the industry, with the assistance of the set-up party, to get things moving.
So online material that's not news, is that not regulated under this model?
If it's pure entertainment, if it's a vast amount of entertainment, films, even pornography, call it what you like, it's not in this proposal, no.
Satire?
Yeah, I would say a lot of satire, because it purports to tell a story. It's based on an assumption of fact, I would consider it. But, as we say, there will be the occasional hard line to draw, and the body's just got to decide, in that case, whether it can deal with it or not. There won't be many cases like that, we don't think.
For the gentleman in the front, under the CAB guidelines, which govern what happens after the tabling of our reports, essentially the administration of the day has got 6 months to respond. You can look it up in the guidelines if you want to know, but it's no good ringing the minister and saying we're only going to pass these 2 amendments because that'll have to be looked at in the usual way. But there is a distinct timeline there that has to be followed under our now arrangements, and in the usual way officials respond to the minister. But this one at least has the advantage. It doesn't require a substantial new lead scheme, which you've got to find time in the order paper, and it should be reasonably attractive on the footing that it primarily asks us as New Zealanders to solve this for ourselves without formal legislation other than at the very edges. Anybody else? Well, thank you. I know you're all